we started with Unix and shell scripting. We came to know why Unix and shell scripting are important. Then we moved ahead and we started talking about Git, where I talked about source code management. And I told that at any point of time, source code management will do the version control and keep the latest code for me. I learned how to merge code, resolve merge conflict, git tag, git log, git branch, and all those things I learned. I moved ahead to Jenkins, where I showed you how to integrate Jenkins and GitHub together. So whatever code you keep in GitHub will be picked up by my Jenkins and it will be compiled for me. Once the code is compiled, the compiled version of the code is stored. For me, as of now, it is stored randomly on Jenkins only, but later I will teach you JFrog Artifactory, where I will teach you how to store that Artifactory. Then I came to know that there is something called Maven. With the help of Maven, I can compile the code. So basically, I have covered Unix, shell scripting, Java Maven. I have covered Jenkins and Git. Git and Jenkins will keep coming. Now I'll move ahead. Okay. Now we will talk about a new tool called as Ansible. Now, what is Ansible? Why do I need this? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Ansible today. Now, think of a scenario. Okay. Now, the scenario is something like this. I am a person who likes a cup of coffee every day in the morning. Now, wake up early, have half an hour, prepare a coffee as per my requirement, and I get my work done. But then down the line, I have seen that I am not able to prepare coffee because I don't have time. Now, because I don't have time, I'm not able to take coffee, and the entire day I'm not that enthusiastic, not that energetic. So there are two things. One, I can start getting up further more early and try to devote half an hour, or I can automate this process. So when I say automate this process, I can buy a coffee vending machine, which can prepare the coffee for me in a fraction of seconds. So I will remove any manual intervention and I will directly deal with automation. So this is one kind of automation which can be done, or this is one kind of time-saving activity which I can do. So first thing what I want here is I want automation, and the automation should remove the manual dependency and it should increase my efficiency. Now, the second thing is that when you're doing automation, it should not be very complex. Automation, if it is very complex and you're not able to handle that, then it is of no use. So it should be simple. Now, in real-time scenario, how is it feasible for me, or how will it work for me? Now, think of a scenario that I have 100 servers to manage, okay? Or I have written the code and the code is to be deployed on 100 different servers, okay? Few of these servers are Ubuntu, few of these servers are Amazon Linux, few of them are Windows, few of them are Red Hat Linux. So in that case, I will manually go in each machine, okay? Log in inside that machine and do the work, which is not good, right? Because every time you're asking me to log in and do the work. Suppose I have 100 machines and each machine takes 6 minutes. So 6 into 100 is 600 minutes and approximately it is 10 hours. So 10 hours continuously, if I sit, I will be able to achieve my task. So this is huge, right? 10 hours continuously you're working. This can be done via automation, and via automation, this can be done in 2 minutes. Now you will say something which a human is going to take 10 hours. You are saying you will do it in 2 minutes. The answer is yes. I can do it in 2 minutes. And hence DevOps is the game changer. Some activity which is taking more than 10 hours with manual work, now I am doing it via Ansible script. Now you will say, why Ansible script only? I can write a Unix script also. Now Ansible scripts are written in YAML language, okay? YAML, YAML, or yet another markup language. This YAML language is very simple. It's a key value format, and using YAML, you can easily get your work done. Whereas when you write the same thing using shell script or a Unix script, it becomes way complex. So automation is to be done and in a simple manner. And that's the reason I'm choosing YAML script. Moreover, when I'm dealing with Windows server and any such server, these Linux commands will not work. So Linux commands are more specific for Linux environment only. So I want that I should write a script which works in Linux, Windows, Ubuntu, everywhere it is working. So this is what I want. So now I know that I need a machine or a tool which will automate my work. So I'm going to bring a configuration management tool. So configuration management tool, what all it can do for me? It will allow me to manage and handle the changes of multiple systems. So as just now I told you, right? I have 100 systems to manage. I can manage all of them single-handedly. Manage IT infrastructure and standardizing the resource configuration. So if I have to install a particular software on 10 machines, I can do it in one shot. So the infrastructure can be standardized. It is helping you to administer and manage several servers and maintaining integrity of the entire infrastructure. So basically, you know which server is doing what. You keep a complete control on the infrastructure. So this is what I'm going to do. Now, why am I going to use Ansible? Why not some other tool? So I just now told that Ansible is easy to use. When you compare the same thing with Unix, it is much easy to use, learn, and get your work done. Now, there are many things which I'll explain one by one. So it's saying Ansible is a deployment automation tool. So I just now told that if I go and deploy one by one, it is going to take a huge amount of time. So I will use the power of Ansible and I will use it for automation. The deployment work will be automated. And hence it is saying it is a deployment automation tool. Traditionally uses push approach. So I will tell you what is push approach and how is it better than the one we used earlier. So let me just come here. So let me come here. Now, suppose this is me or this is my main server, okay? And these are my worker. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the earlier scenario was that you had to log in into each machine and do your work, which was very much time consuming. So what happened is after that, tools like Chef, Puppet came. Chef and Puppet use pull mechanism. So pull mechanism means they will install one agent here. These are servers, okay? These are server. So on each server, they will install something called agent. And these agents, whatever changes will be there, right? They will take it from here. They will pull it from here. And then they will take it here. It will come all the way, pull it and take it here. So that is why it is known as pull mechanism. There are agents and these agents, you deploy, what are the other tools you can, you deploy is also the same tool, like this only, you deploy. Okay, so the problem, there are levels of problem, okay? First problem, when I have to manage 100 servers, I can't manage them manually. Because if I go to manage them manually, it is very much time consuming. So first option is gone. Second option is that if you are not managing it manually, manage it via Unix scripts. But when you write Unix or shell scripts, they will work only on Unix or shell machines. So Windows machines cannot be handled. So you can say that, okay, fine, this is also not the right way. Then comes old tools in the sense, tools like Chef, Puppet, udeploy and all. Now the problem with that is they use pull mechanism. So what is pull mechanism? Now let me say this is, so generally what happens, I'll just explain it in a better way and then I come here. Now let me say there are two countries, okay? Let me say India and USA. Now the Prime Minister of India wants to talk to the President of USA. Now they don't know each other. So they don't, or they cannot directly talk to each other. So what happens? There will be an embassy here. There will be an embassy here. First, the embassy will talk with each other, and then via embassy, these two people will talk to each other. Now, the problem with this kind of communication is that it is very much time consuming, and we also say it is agent communication. So one agent, and the agents are talking to each other. So if this guy has to talk, he has to come all the way. He has to come all the way and take the message from here like this. So this is not the right way, or this is more tiring or more CPU consuming. So we bring the new method where we have same setup. These worker nodes can be 1, 2, 10, 20, 100, anything. Okay. So these are servers. SERVER. So these are my servers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do push mechanism. So push mechanism is kind of home delivery. So whenever something is ready, okay, Ansible will only go and put it here, put it here, put it here, put it. This is direct communication. So assume that food is ready. Directly it will be delivered to 1, 2, 3, 4. So nobody has to go and say, okay, give me. Or earlier the scenario was this restaurant will call people, okay, food is ready, come and take it. So the agent which was sitting here used to come and take the content like this. But now there is no agent. Directly this restaurant is doing food delivery, home delivery. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like this it will be deployed. So there are two benefits. There is no agent. So we say it is agentless communication. So if agent is not there, means my management activity will become less. Okay. Then the second is because the management activity is not there, so agent not required. So it is known as agentless. And second, it uses push mechanism. Okay. So please remember what is push mechanism and what is pull mechanism, because in interviews, they may ask you these questions. Now, if I go by this guy and I start here, see here, it is saying Ansible is a deployment automation tool. Okay. So you understand what is deployment, what is automation, which traditionally uses push mechanism. So there is no pull to be done to achieve its objective by managing all the servers through one single machine. So you don't need many machines to manage. Only one single machine can manage multiple worker nodes. And that one single machine is known as Ansible Configuration Management Tool. Okay, so let's see next slide where things will become more clear. Now, if I talk about the architecture of Ansible, this is how Ansible looks like. Now, there are 3-4 major components in Ansible. The first major component is this guy, the Ansible itself, or we also say Ansible Management Node. So the first machine is known as Ansible Management Node. Okay. Then this Ansible Management Node has to manage these many servers. We say worker node or host server. This can be 1, 2, 10, 20, 100. It can be any number. Now the question comes is, one second. So it can be 1, 20, 10, 100. But how Ansible Management Node or Ansible Master will know that I have to manage these many worker nodes? So all the machines, see here, all these machines, their IP address will be stored here. Host inventory file. So host inventory file contains all the IP addresses. If there are 100 machines, then 100 IP addresses will be here. Then whatever commands you want to execute, it is put here in the playbook. Okay. Now there are some inbuilt modules, means already some modules are written. I will teach you what is module, or you can create your own module. Similarly, in Jenkins, you also had plugins. Here also you have plugins like email login, and there are connection plugins. Okay, and it can be integrated with cloud. This is the cloud. So the basic or the most important thing here is this guy, Ansible management node. One single machine which will single-handedly handle everything. What all it has to handle? So it has to handle all these host nodes or all these worker nodes. How to manage these worker nodes? So first it will get the IP of these machines, and that IP will be stored here, host inventory. Once the IP address is there, the set of commands which has to run will sit here in the playbook. Playbook to run, you need modules, or you can write your own module. And there are plugins, and it can be integrated with cloud. So if I take a step again ahead, this is how it works. You have one single machine, which is Ansible management node. It can be a laptop, desktop, server, wherever you want, you can install Ansible. Ansible will establish a SSH trust or a SSH connectivity with all your machines, whatever machine it is, Ubuntu, Debian, SUSE, Linux, Windows, any kind of machine it is, it will establish a SSH connectivity with all of them. Whatever IP address of these machines is, it will put in the host inventory file. Okay, 10 dot something, whatever the IP address. So 10.1521, 10.1521, 1522, 1522, 1523. Like that, if 100 machines are there, 100 IP addresses will be there. And playbook will contain the set of commands which we are going to write. So this is how my command will look like. Ansible -m. -m is for the module. So what module you want to run. So I want to run a command module. And then -a and the actual command which you want to run. So like that, it will run. But we will go step by step. So the first thing is we will do the setup. Now, to do the setup, you can go back to your AWS environment and go to EC2. Now here you can continue with the Jenkins machine which you are using, or you can create your own machine. That is up to you. Okay. So let me say I'm going to create a new machine, or let me see if I already have a machine. Okay, so I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to delete this machine. I don't want this machine. Terminate this machine. I'm going to create a machine, and I'm going to take a backup later. So first, let me create a machine. So, or in fact, let me create two machines. So one, I will name it as Ansible management node or master node, and the other one is Ansible MGMT node. So when I say Ansible MGMT node, means this is the management node or the master node. Okay, Amazon Linux is the machine. T2 micro key pair, you use anything of your choice. Okay, then security group, make sure that you're using a security group which have all the port open, so whichever port we want. And the rest here you tell I want two such instances. Okay, two. Launch this. So I'm launching two instances, 1, 2. So let me go back and see what has happened. Any limitation in the host inventory number of IP addresses? No, there is no limitation on number of IP addresses. You can add any number of IP addresses. There is no limitation. It is a no, it is not a serial or a parallel execution. It will depend on the tag which you give. So I'll come to all those things. So you can put any number of IP addresses. That is not at all going to cause a problem. So if you see here, there are two machines which are coming up. So one is Ansible management node, that is okay. And the other one, I will say Ansible worker node. Okay. Worker.
But we need to give the host IPs manually, right? Like server IPs.
Yes.
In the host.
In the setup, when you're doing, you have to give it manually. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like how we'll follow, suppose in the like organization model, suppose already 150, 150 servers are there. So suppose any 10, how we'll get to know, suppose 10 servers are created by you and other developer 10
I'll
servers.
come to that. Hold on. I'll come to that. Okay. Those things will come. So if you see here, there are two machines here, Ansible management node and Ansible worker node. Now, the first thing is that I have to install Ansible. Ansible is only installed in management node. Back to this diagram. only this will need the Ansible installation. You need not install Ansible here, not required. Only here I need to install Ansible. Okay. And then I need to establish a SSH connectivity with them. While establishing a SSH connectivity, if you remember, when I was doing a master slave configuration, I created a user here and I created a user here, and then I linked both of them together. Again, I will do the same thing. Okay. So step by step. Okay. One more thing, whatever I am going to do here. Okay. I have already documented it in my GitHub repo. See here. So Ansible PPT with the one which I'm showing you, installation, how to do installation, all the commands are mentioned here, step by step you have to do. Okay. So I'll be following the same. Now I have two machines. Log into Ansible management node. Okay. Let's log in directly from here only. I'll connect. Follow along with me step by step. Means don't practice, just see. But in case you find anything which you are not able to understand, then stop me. Okay. Because it is very important for you to understand, because if you don't understand, no use of telling that this is this, this is that. See, the first thing it says that you should go ahead and apply the update. So sudo yum update -y. So it will take some time. Okay. And I'm repeatedly saying Ansible is only installed in Ansible management node. In the worker node, it is not required. You don't have to install Ansible on the worker node. Okay. Please don't go and start installing Ansible there also. Now, meanwhile, when it is updating, okay, got updated. Okay. Let me upgrade myself as a root user. Sudo su hyphen host name. I will say Ansible mgmt node sudo su hyphen. Let's clear out everything. Okay, so this is root Ansible management node. Is Ansible already there? Ansible -- version. So to say Ansible not found. Found. Yum install Ansible. Will it work? No, it will not work. Let's say no package named as Ansible is available, but you have something like this. Amazon Linux extras install Ansible. Something like this is there. So take this command only, and it is Ansible 2. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so what I have done is I have just gone ahead and ran that command. Ansible, sorry, the command is Amazon Linux extras install Ansible 2. So Ansible is installed now for me. And if I come here and say Ansible -- version, I will be able to see the Ansible thing installed here. etc Ansible is where it is installed. So if I go to cd /etc /Ansible, I will be able to see everything here. Now, if you come here to this folder, etc Ansible, there are three major things which you will find. One is ansible.config, which is the configuration file, which contains all your inbuilt modules, packages. So whatever is required to run Ansible, everything is present here. Then if you go to the host file, you will see the IP addresses. Like if there is a DB server, and these many DB servers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you write the IP addresses. Suppose you have some other machine, means something like this. Wait a second. Wait a second now. See here. So there is the IP address or the name of the machine. Okay, many a time people will give name of the machine, or if you want to keep going down. See, if you want to group, you say web server and then you give the name. See, DB server and you give the name or the IP address. So it will depend totally on you, how many machines you have and how do you want to group them. So let me say nano. Okay, I have a file. I'll go all the way down here. How many machines you want to manage? So I want to manage one machine only. So this is my master machine 54226. So I don't want to I want to manage this, or you want to control this machine, right? You want to deploy on this machine. So take the private IP of this machine. Why private IP? Because both of them are within AWS. Network is same. So I can take this guy. Come here and paste it. Okay. Now simply if you give IP address, it is okay. It will work. There is no problem. But suppose you want to tag it. So you should do something like this. Give a name. Test server. Give any name of your choice. Okay. DB server, test server, my own server, but give it within parentheses. And suppose you have 4 or 5 servers, then you put everything one by one. Like suppose you have this is, let me say this one is new, this is web server. Okay, so basically you tag your machines, or if there are 100 machines, 1000 machines, all the machines, their IP addresses should be here. Only if the IP address or the name of the machine is here, then only they will be taken care of. Now you very well know I don't have these machines, so it will fail. So I'll remove these guys, the one which I don't need. Okay, I have only one machine, test server, that's it. Control X, Y, enter. So I have changed my host file, and I will not touch the other files. The configuration file is all system related file. Roles I will teach later, so that will come later. So I've touched host file and I've touched my configuration file. So first thing which I want to check is this guy, that I should install Ansible on my Ansible management node, and I should put the inventory file. So this is done. Now I want to establish a SSH connectivity. So I told you last time also that to install a SSH connectivity, the first thing what we do is we add a user, because we don't want the root user to do all these things because it is quite risky. So I'll come here and say user add ANSADMIN. Pass WD ANSADMIN. Okay. Pass 123. Pass 123. So I have created a user. After that, I will give him power. Vi sudo. In vi sudo, what I do, I'll go all the way down here. So I've done all these things in my previous class. I'm again doing the same thing. What I will do, escape I'll come in insert mode. This time the user is ANSADMIN. And this is what I will add to his, like this, I will add, wait, like this. Be very careful while changing this, because if you don't do it correctly, it will cause a lot of problem. Take this guy, copy, paste. All equal to all, no password is equal to all. So this is done. And admin, I've given him power. escape colon WQ exclamation mark. So this is done. Then CD /etc /SSH, and here you have nano SSHD config, right? And here you change password authentication as yes. Yes, Control X, Y, enter. So user added, password created, vi sudo, and then cd etc ssh sshd changed. Now service sshd reload. So whatever I want to do on my master is done. Now su ans ad min cd. So now in management node, it is done. Now the same thing I'll do on my worker node. Go here. This time let's go to worker node. Connect. And connect. Okay, make sure the IP address is always correct. Say sudo yum update -y. Let's wait for the update to get over. Okay, then change yourself to root user, sudo su hyphen host name. Give this as Ansible worker. Okay, again sudo su hyphen. Okay, let's clear out everything. Now what you will do, you will create the same user. Every node we manually create SSH trusted. No, it is not required here because I'm doing for the first time. I'm doing it manually, but later I will teach you that you can automate all these things. You can write a script and you can one shot, you can do all these things. Or you can do one more thing. In Ansible master node, you do everything and take an image of that and then just replicate it. Then everything will be ready-made like that. But if you're having 2, 3, then you have to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do user add, and I will say ANSADMIN, exactly the same thing which I did that side. Okay, pass WD ANSADMIN, then pass 1, 2, 3, pass 1, 2, 3. After that, vi sudo escape I. Go and add your ans admin here. Paste it. Okay, Control X. So not Control X. Escape colon WQ exclamation mark. Done. Then you can say cd etc ssh, and here you go ahead and say nano sshd config. Password authentication is yes. Control X, Y, enter. Okay, service sshd restart. Okay, now clear everything. Now here also su ans admin. Okay, so I have ansadmin on my worker node, and I have ansadmin on my Ansible management node. Now I want to establish a SSH connectivity. How do I do it? So the master will initiate. Ans admin at the management node will initiate. How he will do? SSH key gen. So a private and a public key will be generated, right? Now he will say SSH copy ID, and to whom he is inviting? He is inviting worker node. So this is my worker node. This is my IP address. Go here, say ANS admin at the rate the IP address of my worker node. This is my worker node IP address. Enter. Do you want to connect? Yes. What is the password? Pass 123. And now you see it says one key has been copied. And if you want to connect, you can run this command SSH ans admin at the rate the IP address of this machine. Copy, paste, and see here from your Ansible master. This is Ansible management node. You move to Ansible worker node. So SSH is allowed, or the SSH connectivity is established. Ans admin is the user which I have created who is able to do that. And I'm also able to install Ansible on my management node. Now, come back here. So you can exit and you're back to Ansible management node. Now, SSH is done. Ansible is installed. Now I would like to check whether Ansible is working or not. So I'll say Ansible minus M. M is the module. What module I'm going to use? Ping module. Ping means just check whether you are able to establish connectivity or not. So I'm saying Ansible use minus M ping module, and to whom you want to ping. So if you remember in the host file, I had given the name as test server. So now let's see here. It is giving me success. What it is saying, I'm able to connect to 172.31.17.213. Who is this guy? Cat hosts file. Sorry. Wait a second. CD /etc /etc and then Ansible. See here, test server, and this 17.213. Again, let me run that command. See here, test server 17.213. So it is able to connect to 17.213. Okay. Now let me say I'll give some IP address which is not there. So let me say sudo nano. So 172.31.17.221. So 221 is not there, right? But I am trying to connect to 221. Let me run this command again. See here, for the first machine, it is successful. It is able to connect. But for the second machine, it is not able to connect. So one thing which I understand now is that Ansible keep a track of all the machines with which it has to connect. All the IP addresses, it will keep a track, whatever it has to connect. And there should be a SSH connectivity established. If the SSH connectivity is not established, then it will not be allowed to connect. So you can see the other website is saying unreachable. Okay, so I have to go back and change this because this is not reachable. It is not there only, so it is not reachable also. So remove this guy. Control X, Y, enter. Now let me try to run that command again. And I can see it is working fine. So the first thing which I have done is I've installed Ansible here and I have established a SSH connectivity. If you have multiple machines, you can connect to multiple machines. But till this point of time, if anyone has any questions, please let me know. Anyone having any questions till this point of time?
Hi, Vikas. How
Yeah.
this you deploy or other tools will work?
See, you deploy and other tools have a different way. They need to install an agent. Okay. Then the agent will work. Means you cannot directly communicate. Like here, we are directly able to communicate, right? There, it is not able to directly communicate because it need an agent for communication. And that's it. That's the reason it is complex and people do not that easy to use those tools. So if you go with Ansible market share and compare with you deploy and all, you will see Ansible is much more ahead than all these you deploy and all those things. Chef
But
Puppet.
why still some organizations are still using you deploy?
That you cannot stop them. No, see, I'll show you something. When you go to internet, okay, and you say, just random thing, I'll show you. Kubernetes market share. See here, 96% of the people are using Kubernetes, but there are 4% who are not using, right? Then what can we do for them? They will have their own limitations. I don't know. See here, almost 47.91, 50% are using Ansible. If you go with you deploy.
Okay, Kubernetes is also same configuration management tool.
No. Kubernetes is different. Just randomly I showed you.
Okay.
Kubernetes is entirely different. Let's see for Chef. See, Chef is up only 20%.
20%.
And this guy.
You deploy?
Wait, it's a Chef Puppet.
Because Terraform is same as
Terraform
Ansible.
has IAC. That I will come later.
Okay.
See, combined Chef and Puppet is 40%. Okay. So 20% you can think of. See, it is clearly saying Ansible has almost 50% of the market share. Chef and Puppet combined has 40%. And then the rest you deploy and all will be there. Deploy. UDEPLO. Let's see here, 4.36%.
Okay, very less. Okay. What are the challenges if organizations have to move from you deploy to this Ansible tools? Will there be any big challenges?
That you have to check because I have not used you deploy anytime. But yes, you can figure it like this. How to move from you deploy to Ansible. Like this. You have to just
do some R&D. Okay. Good.
Because see, frankly speaking, I have used many tools, but there are so many tools in the market that it is not possible for any single individual to learn everything. Seriously, not possible.
Yeah.
So just I don't want to bluff that I know everything. I also know a little bit only, but that will be what I will be teaching you. So you deploy I have not worked on, but Ansible and all I know properly. So I can teach you Ansible. Okay, fine. So this is my management node or this is my master node and I am able to connect to my worker node. Let me clear all these things. Now, let me say in this folder, PWD, this is what? Home and admin. Where am I? In my worker node. Now, let me say I want to do something on my worker node. Okay. Or let me say in your laptop, I will ask, make a folder and write a code there. So what you will do? First, you will log into your machine. Then you will go to that folder and then you will write everything. But now what I am trying to do is I am sitting on my Ansible management node, and from here only I will do everything. What do you mean by everything? So let me show you a few things. So there are some ad hoc commands. Now, why ad hoc commands? Because they are one-time usage. So let me say that okay, now how do I read this? So it is saying Ansible, go to test server, use -m, m is for module, use copy module, and the argument -a. In the source, you will have a file named as in the source, in the path etc Ansible, you have a file called sample.txt. In the destination, copy it to this location. Okay, so before I go there, ls -l, do I have this file sample.txt? The answer is no. So let me just create it. So I'll say sudo nano sample.txt. I'm just creating a file. Okay, this is a new file to be copied. Control X, Y, enter. Now if you come here, so you can see the sample.txt is here. Is there any sample.txt here? No. In my worker node, nothing is there. Now I will run this command. Ansible, go to test server. Who will tell what is test server? So host file will tell that test server means this particular IP address. -m is module. What module you are going to use? Copy module. So who is module? So this guy. So you go to the architecture. This guy is the module, the core module and the inbuilt module. So this module is there. So it is saying Ansible, go to test server, use copy module, and the argument -a is for argument. Source, in source etc Ansible sample.txt is there. Copy this to destination. Who is your destination? This guy, test server. Let's run it. And here it is giving me a message changed. Destination is this much, and there was ansadmin owner, and I have copied it. State is 5. So come here, ls -l. See here, this has been copied. Who copied it? So Ansible did it for me. So Ansible is remotely taking the control and doing everything on my behalf. Similarly, let me say I want to create a folder. See here, the command is Ansible, go to test server. This time I'm using another module called shell module, and the argument is mkdir test server. So if normally you write mkdir test server, what will happen? A new folder with the name as mkdir, a new folder with the name as test server will be created. Let's run it. See here, the return code is 0 and the status is changed, means something has happened. Come back here. See here, a new folder with the name as test server has been created. Now again, I'll go back to master, and this time I will say rmdir, because I want to remove it. Changed RC0. Again, go back. See here, that file got removed. So basically now you understand what I'm trying to do. I am having the complete control of the worker node. My master node or my Ansible management node can do anything and everything related to my worker node. Okay.
Same
So-
way, can we do list all the list files?
You can do anything. Suppose you want to, but ls minus l, if you do, it will give you an output, right? That
Yeah.
output, how will you see? It will not show.
That's what my point. Actually, I don't want to log into the worker node. I just want to see the output.
See here.
Yeah, it is showing, right? Yes. From this output, I want to delete any unnecessary files are there in the node. So I want to delete that files like that.
For that, you have to write a playbook. Ad hoc command is one-time execution.
Yes.
If you want 2-3 things to do at the same time, then you have to write a playbook.
Okay. This and again, this module shell is like we are giving the shell command like that. We are telling to that
Yes.
module. Yes.
But
right?
no. But see, it is right. But I'll put it like this: modules in Ansible. So module you can think as a ready-made command or a ready-made function. Okay, so if you go to Ansible documentation, okay, you'll find a lot of modules are there.
Yeah. Yes. Service.
Introduction to modules. See here, service module, ping module, command module, like that. There are many modules present. We'll discuss about them one by one. Okay. So if I say module, the module is a function or a ready-made function which you can simply use. So if you have to run any shell command, you can use the shell module. If you have to copy any file, you can use copy module. Now you can also use file module. Let me show you how to do that. Anyhow, all these are documented, so you can start practicing it. But slowly you will learn everything. Okay. See here, what I'm trying to do. Ansible, go to test server, use file module, and the argument is in the destination, I need this home ansadmin test file. I need this, and the state is directory. State directory means there should be a folder with this name. It is like Big Boss giving command to the people who are staying in their house. Big Boss wants you to do this. Big Boss wants you to do that. So you have this statement. So statement says, using file module, I want in this location, there should be a file with the name as test file, but it is not a file actually, it is a directory. Here it says changed. Now go back here. See here, a folder named as test file got created. So for the same thing, I can use mkdir, and mkdir comes with shell module, right? Similarly, I can use file module. Now file module has more features. I'll show you. Now I'll say state absent, means delete it. I don't want it. Absent. See here, state absent. Come back. See here, it is gone. Now, what if I run it again? Already not there, but I ran one more time. No, it will not give you error. It will simply say success, but changed will be false.
Okay.
Changed is false, means nothing changed. Okay. But in case the file is present, it will go ahead and delete it. So this kind of behavior is known as idempotent behavior. There are many people who use this heavy word, but idempotent element. Idempotent means it has not changed. Okay, the simple meaning is idempotent. Ability of a system to produce the same outcome. So there is no change, even if the same file is received more than once. So many people will ask you, what is the idempotent behavior of Ansible? So the idempotent behavior of Ansible is if the activity which I'm trying to do is already complete. So I'm trying to delete a file, but the file is already deleted. Then it will simply say status as success, changed as false, and it will not give me any issue. Okay. Similarly, let me say I want to check. Okay, I want to install some software. So I'll come here. Now I will check whether any software with this name is there on a service. HTTPD. There is a software, okay? Status. So it's saying status HTTPD service cannot be found. It is saying cannot be found, right? Now let's try to install this. Paste this guy. Ansible, go to test server. This time use yum module, and there is a software known as HTTPD. Make it present, make it install. See here, it has failed. The status is failed. Now read the error message. You need to be a root user to perform this command. You are a ansadmin user, means you do not have privilege. What you should do, write -b at the end. When you say -b, it means become a root user or become a root user. -b, enter. This time you get a message here as complete. And here if you go at the top, status is changed, return code is 0. Now come back here. Now you can see loaded, yes, but active, no, it is inactive. So I have to make it active. Okay, Jenkins also, if you remember, you just install, it is inactive, so you have to make it active. How to make it active? Another module. So basically there are modules for everything, but just you need to know which module is for what. Ansible, go to test server, use service module, and this HTTPD service should be started, and -b to become a root user. So now you go back here.
Suppose the test server you given only one IP, one node connected. Suppose 5 nodes I want to connect to the test server thing. All 5 nodes will be changed, right?
All of them will be changed. So if you remember, cat, I told right here, you give those 10 IP addresses one by one. All will be taken care of.
So after giving the SSH connection to all the thing, all 10, we can give one command at a time. So it will be implemented to all the 10 nodes, right?
All the servers, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in case you want to shut down that server, the other server you want to shut it down. So you can run this command. Ansible, go to test server, and sbin reboot means stop that machine. So the moment I do this, it will give as failed. Okay, but here it is saying the connection is closed. Why? Because that machine was rebooted. Now if you go back here and try to do anything, it will not work, because it is rebooting or reconnecting. If you come here, it will take some 2 to 3 minutes to come back again. Okay. So basically what we learned today is that there is something called Ansible. Ansible will help me to get remote of the machine. So when I say remote, complete control. In this complete control, I can do whatever I want to. I can start, stop, terminate, all these things I can do. But there is a small drawback. I'll terminate this tomorrow anyhow, I'll do it again. There is a small drawback. Okay. Drawback and all I will discuss later. But the best thing is it brings automation and efficiency into picture. Earlier, if that task I had to do using 10 hours, now it can be done in 2 minutes. It is not complex. It is very simple. You need to know hardly some 5 to 10 keywords and your work will be done. Okay. So we will continue with this. There are lots of things in Ansible. So step by step, we will learn everything. Any questions? Please go ahead.
Server should be on worker node should be powered down. That's it. No need to log in, right? So, we can do
No, no.
this from the master text.
It should be power on.
Powered
That's
on.
it.
Yes,
You don't have to do anything. Here I was logged in.
Are we
and
done with Jenkins fully?
Jenkins will come again. Jenkins is not done. So I told you Jenkins is heart of CI/CD. Now when we learn Ansible, we will come back and integrate Ansible and Jenkins together. When we learn Tomcat, we learn how to integrate Tomcat and Jenkins together. When we learn SonarQube, we learn how to integrate Jenkins. So Jenkins will keep coming.
And also, sir, initially you told that Maven is done.
Yes, Maven is done.
But I don't know when it is done. Maven goals, Maven plugins, Maven repository, all those things.
No, I taught you. I taught you all these things.
Profiles, modules.
I have taught you, man. I will share the recordings with you in case you have not received, or in case you feel that some topic has been missed, message me.
I think you have covered in between the Jenkins class only.
Yes.
But we thought it is not the Maven.
Fine. You let me know what are the topics you feel is left. I will also check the recordings. In case I have not covered, I'll cover it again. No worries.
Okay, lifecycle and pace, it is all not done, sir. I think.
I think I have covered it, but still, you message me because I might have shown you this maybe in 5 minutes. In case I have not covered,
Those 2 days, we have taken 3 days classes. Out of it, we have only talking about the Jenkins.
No, I think this one is covered. 5 minutes, right? Maven in 5 minutes. This one covered.
These are the life cycles which you talk about.
Yes.
But still, let me know if something you feel is not covered. You let me know. I will help you out. No worries.
Okay. We'll just go through the clauses again, and we'll come to know, and then we'll inform you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine then. See you then, guys.